You'll never escape me. My enhanced targeting will destroy any enemy that stands in my way. You'll stand no chance against my lightning reflexes. You'll be unable to target me, regardless of the weapon. My lightweight armor makes me lethal. I am agile and can sustain significant damage. Once I'm armed with my Reaper blades, I'll reap your energy until nothing remains. Who am I? Cyber, a warborn, and I will vanquish you.
Step into our universe with the Vanquishers TCG. Get exclusive access by joining our community at www.vanquisherstcg.com. Select a hero, equip weapons and armors, and vanquish your enemy.
What's going on, Vanquishers? Welcome back to another State of the Game. We got a couple of good updates that we want to give you guys real quick. Hold on. Before we even get started, for some reason, Jose's screen is blacked out. Why is that?
I don't know.
What happened,
It's
Jose?
It's the blackout edition, bro.
Okay. Hey, we apologize for that side feed real quick, guys. So we just want to go ahead and give you guys a quick update. Again, welcome back to another State of the Game. We do run these every single Monday for everyone that's tuning in. We appreciate you guys back. And if you're new to the stream, welcome to the stream. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go through a couple of topics. You know, we typically run through our social media network. We go through our web and app updates and, of course, game balancing and demoing. We do have some game balancing and demoing to discuss a little bit today. I know a couple of people in our community has been kind of wondering when we're going to be doing beta testing. We'll talk a little bit about that as well, but we want to go ahead and show you guys the dev edition that we plan on releasing, the Rift dev edition Vanquishers starter kit that we're going to be putting together. And so today we're going to be reviewing a little bit of Saigon, but we'll get into more detail about that later on into the stream. But before we do so, let's go ahead and introduce the developers. My name's Charlie, the creator and developer of the Vanquishers TCG.
All right, everybody. My name's Jason. I am the head of business and social media aspects and platform for the game Vanquisher TCG. So if you have any questions, if you'd like to get a hold of us right now, it's a premiere. I'm in the Discord voice right now, and I can hear anything you got to say. The link is there for you. The link is there for you. So just go to the Discord and follow us there. Talk to us. Let us know. I might not be able to talk to you as soon as you say something, but if you say it or type it in the chat, I'll have that access to say it to the group. So we'll be able to interact live while we're going through this Twitch stream, what you know about it. So also follow us on Instagram. That's at vanquishertcg.com. You can always go to our Facebook page, searching Vanquisher TCG, and then our website, beautiful website by a beautiful man that created it. I yell at him daily about it. It's vanquishertcg.com. On that page is our landing page, information about the game. It shows you basic setups, links to our YouTube so you can see how the game is played, because you might have missed the start of this thing. The beginning was a blast. The journey's going to be beautiful, and just wait for the end because it's never going to stop.
That was a long intro right there from one of the developers, by the way. Y'all know Jason. Come on, man. Come on. Jose, you got a lot of standards to meet up to, bro.
Hey, I don't know how to follow up like they always do. He always outshines me for some freaking reason. I don't know why. But hi, my name is Jose. I am the web and app developer of Vanquishers TCG.
All right, so we do have our fourth. Yeah, there you go. Bam. We do have a fourth developer that's unfortunately not going to be here with us tonight. He's taking care of a couple things in his universe realm that we talk so highly about, us having 9-to-5s and families. So he's going ahead and taking care of that tonight. But Brandon's also a developer. He's one of our game balancers, which is kind of, he really wanted to be here tonight because we are discussing a little bit more in his realm of what he's used to doing. But I'll go ahead and pick up on some of that, Jason, and all of us will kind of pick up on his behalf. Probably won't be as good.
I'll just say like this, Brandon is our game developer.
Yeah.
But today he's a home developer. He just got his new house. I just want to yell congratulations. He made me bust my buns this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Hoping to move everything in the middle of the rain, in the middle of the sun, in the middle of the shine.
Yeah, so
if
you in Florida, don't ever pay attention to y'all GPS, your Doppler 3000 apps, any of that crap. If it's gonna rain, it's gonna rain. I don't care what them apps say, man.
Hey, sometimes they say it's gonna rain, it never rains at all.
Okay, true. That's what I'm saying. Don't trust those apps, man. They don't.
No,
they
I just
aren't
want to shout out
trustworthy.
Brandon, man. Brandon's doing big things right now for his life and for his family. So that's the goal at the end of the day. We want to have a good time. We want to show a good time and growth with everybody.
And helping us develop this game. You see the
Yeah,
balance
sure.
that we guys got to make? This is sacrifices we make on a day-to-day basis. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started with the updates. I know Jason kind of went on a little bit of overview real quick on the social media platforms, but we do have a couple of things we do want to talk about. Jason's been communicating with a lot of outsources on getting. I know we talk about this every stream and every state of the game about us being close to Kickstarter, but I can't stress on how much Jason's really working on these avenues to make sure that we become successful the first time, and we want to make sure that we put a good, solid product for you guys. But I'm not gonna take any more of his thunder. But the social media network, and Jason's gonna go ahead and pick up on.
Man, come on, baby. You can take the thunder. I got more for you.
Hey, Zeus only likes to carry the boats. He don't want to take it.
Listen, I'll tell y'all a secret. My daddy wanted to name me Thor when I was born. My mom ain't let it happen. So we got thunder over it. We got lightning. So listen, on the Kickstarter overview, I just want to let everybody know our plans are we're going to do a pre-launch for Kickstarter. So when that pre-launch starts going, we're going to give links for you to follow our website to become part of our email list, and you'll get a newsletter every week. Basically, our newsletter is going to be built into it, a snippet of what we do on the streams, which will be loaded on our YouTube. So it gives you a little piece of content of what we talked about the week before, and a little bit of bulletins on what's going on in the game currently, and maybe some Easter eggs. Maybe you get some early information nobody else is going to find out about, because that's what we do around here. We make sure the early birds get the special. I think the saying is a worm, but we can call it the special.
We gonna mess with them worms. We're gonna get that special.
So definitely we want to make sure y'all know that following us early is good, but then the plan is once the pre-launch page is up, we have the option of turning that into like a follow me page on Kickstarter. So you guys will be able to click on that and follow us and show how many people are going to support before we actually launch. So it's a really good tool for us to gauge what we're going to do for the community. So like I said, the earlier you get in on that, the earlier you get connected to us, the more information you get. And we're getting more formatted with the newsletter so that our communication with the community is even more on point. So we just want you guys to know that if there's anything that you might want to suggest, you can throw the information in the Twitch stream. You can go to the Discord. The links I'm going to throw in there in the chat in a moment. Just communicate with us. Kickstarter with our end of like showing out information and everything like that. We're going to start amping back up the marketing and ads. So just keep an eye on all the little snippets and things that we're going to be throwing everywhere. Everything might connect in some kind of way. So the more you follow, the more you share, the more we see you doing, the more we'll be doing. So we definitely want to go ahead and make that happen. All right.
All right, my man.
All
I think that pretty much touches up on anything. Again, Jason's on Discord live right now, so if anyone is on Discord, you can feel free to communicate with him directly. We'll answer any questions for anyone that is on the Discord live channel or that's in the actual chat room live. Anyone watching this on a later date, leave comments below. We'll be reading them, and we definitely will respond and address whatever we can accordingly. All right, without further ado, let's go ahead and get a little bit more into our web and app updates. So yeah, as you guys know, we keep saying it, we're going to be doing a whole web overhaul for our web, and again, Jose's still working intricately on the website and the app.
Pretty much to bounce off of Jason and the structuring of the Kickstarter. Yeah, we have to pretty much set up the links to get sent to the Kickstarter. We're also trying to make the website a little bit, I guess, to make it run a little bit more smoother and faster than before. Other than that, just restructuring, I guess you could say. Also, with that being said, with the restructuring, we are going to start uploading cards up for you guys to preview them and to see how they actually function and all that good stuff.
Yeah, so the cards he's talking about are going to be the cards that we've been reviewing in the previous State of the Games. So a lot of those cards stat values, I know we're getting some comments from some people that are wondering, and they kind of want to pre-build their deck mentally, and they want to know what cards are available for what classes, what heroes and stuff like that, and they want to kind of put things together and kind of see what's coming out. So we, as the game's getting produced, Jose is going to be working on the back end right now to see if he can get these uploaded, potentially in categories too. So like if you only want to view what
Right.
an assassin can use, we're creating filters. We're going to be creating all kinds of things for where it just like breaks things down to one specific hero type if you want to use that one hero, or just view every card that's available.
Yeah, everything it's all going to be all categorized, so it could be better for you guys to look through the cards. And like always, support. We need your support, man. We do have shirts up. Yeah.
Merchandise.
We do have merch on our store right now, and I know there was a a suggestion for infants or toddler shirts. I'm trying to get that up as we speak, and yeah, as much as you go ahead.
Yeah, keep in mind, every single dollar goes back into the development of this game. We're not getting paid for any of this, and we're actually working out of our own pockets, making this game and making everything happen. So any of the funds that are supported and that are donated to this development of this game is going 100% back into it, especially now that we're going to be heading into the marketing side of things. We're going to be needing to dish out, a little bit more money to go ahead and reach our goals to be able to get this outlet out there. And that's what Jason's working on very diligently with multiple different people that are experienced with Kickstarter, people that have been successful. He's getting the ins and outs, so that way we can be more likely successful in this Kickstarter campaign. That way we can, get this game out the first time and make sure that we hit our goal and the whole nine. So it's a good journey, man. So far, where we're at to where we was to where we're at, it's a lot of learning curves, but we're working on that. And with the community too, a lot of your guys' suggestions has been helping our development as well, because we're all working this together. We really do appreciate you guys. So we're gonna get right into the game balancing and demos. First thing I want to talk about, I know last day of the game, we did a whole overhaul of all the cards that were coming out, and we talked about the D1 Stract 10. D1 Stract 10. Damn, Jason, why couldn't you let me wait for that moment? So yes,
it was a distraction.
Yes, so it's the distraction. So we want to go ahead and just let you guys know that the last day of the game we talked about the distraction, and there was the overload version of that card. We had put in for the overload version of that card, and it is definitely on its way. So keep in mind, there was only gonna be 18 of these cards being released. Only 18 of these cards, and they are exclusive. We have no intentions to ever build this card again. This version of it, the overload. So we have already rewarded the first person that actually went into our stream, into our Discord channel, suggested a gun. Due to this person's suggestion, and a few other community members have developed a brand called the Nebulae, and anything that's part of the Nebulae is actually gonna be guns suggested from that faction or from your guys as the communities, weapons that you guys thought of cool of abilities and stuff like that, and we will sit there, review those, and actually make a weapon. And it might be the titling of your gun name, it could be an ability type, for those that know how our game functions, that want to contribute into the way effects of abilities would work for certain weaponry. Any of those suggestions, we actually were reading them and we're working onto them. So you can let the community know we do have a brand specifically for our community. So that's the Nebulae. So they are those purple, golds, the colors that were suggested by the community. So we did put a lot of that stuff together. So we just want to let you guys know that we are definitely working that out, man. So that card will be in hopefully the next state of the game. If not, the following one will definitely have it to show you guys. And thanks to Ultimate Chaos, that actually is going to get the exclusive first one for the suggestions. We really do appreciate you, Chaos, man. You do contribute quite a bit into the community, and you help the growth with the game too, man. Really do appreciate you. So I know we've seen all the Triconian sets that are going to be coming out. We do plan on building a Triconian exclusive armor. So there will be an armor also attached to the Triconian sets that are going to be releasing with the Call of Arms card to help the buff system. So it will be a tier booster. Unfortunately, it ain't going to be standard. So it will be one of those Kickstarter exclusives that we're going to put together as a package, and we'll be getting you guys that card too. So we're putting together an armor that was already pre-designed. We just didn't get an opportunity to put it out for you guys to view, but once it's out, we'll make sure that we get it to you guys to view. Any other questions? Any questions at all yet? Or should we just jump right into the development?
On my side, we have no questions.
Nothing. We're good. A lot of love, though. We got a lot of
good to
love, though. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we got a Saigon showcasing for you guys, the Dev Edition. I know we've been wanting some gameplay. Believe me, we want to go ahead and get some gameplay together, but I feel for you guys to know what's going to be coming out, because these will probably be the next series of decks we're going to be beta testing when we do our opening beta testings, are going to be for Cyber Saigon pretty much exclusively. That's a lot of the fan favorites anyways. But we want to make sure that they're pretty solid. The stuff that we're putting together and with the community's thought process is what will be a good build as well. But this is what we kind of got together. It's not solid. It's not 100% things are still subject to change. But let's, without further ado, let's get right into it. Let's go on and get right into it. All right. So
I
of
see
course,
it. I'm looking at
our
some
wonderful
stuff, man.
Saigon.
We about to reveal something, man. They not ready for what we about to reveal right now.
So everyone obviously knows our Saigon card. So this is exactly how Saigon's going to appear on the card. For those that have not seen the Saigon card yet, this is 100% how he's going to look. So of course we can't create the foil effects that we have with Saigon, which is the V-triggered mode. So of course with the community and everything, we're going to talk about Saigon. I'm going to pull, oh wait, hold on. I got his card off to the side here. Let me pull the whole deck. I'm going to pull his card real quick. So the card, his V-trigger mode.
Oh, you showing something right there next to it, man.
That's the V-trigger perk with Saigon. So yes, we do keep it with the cloak. We decided to keep the background because it's very... It is very, like, to his backstory, it's necessary for us to keep the background there. So that's the dimensional rift that he's trailing through. So there's that V-trigger mode, and then of course there's the standardized where he has the cloak where he's guarding his armor to kind of hide his golden armor, which a lot more of that's in the backstory. For those that follow the story, we'll get to know why he's covering himself up. So first card we want to go ahead and touch on is going to be his dimensional gauntlet. So keep in mind, this will be a foil card as well. So in the Dev Edition, you'll be getting the foiled Saigon card, plus you'll be getting the foiled Dimensional Rift Gauntlet, which, again, that's the only real way you can get it, but we will be including that with this actual kit. So you'll be getting his gauntlet with the new variant art and everything on it.
Exclusive. So it's for y'all.
You know what? I probably should be putting it on the board, right? Yeah, let's go ahead and put this on the board. Just make it look a little bit more legit for everyone that has not seen the board or that's newer into the actual session. So this here's our board. This is the slot for our hero. So this is typically where we end up putting our hero. Every single hero gets placed here onto the actual board. Let me go ahead and get a better placement. And there we go. Perfect. And I'll pull the deck where the deck would be, but I'm going to keep the deck flipped over just so that way we can take a look at these cards real quick. All right, perfect. So I'll be zooming into the cards. That way we can kind of see into it. So the Dimensional Rift Gauntlet, whenever it's activated, obviously the hero item will end up going here. So we have Energy Surge. Energy Surge is going to be another card that is one of his support cards that'll be part of his deck. So anyone that knows Energy Surge and why this card's very important is because if Saigon or any conjurer, this isn't Saigon specific, but any conjurer in our universe, they run out of cards, they can actually surge it from their discard pile back into their deck and shuffle it back in. Very, very, very useful card for a conjurer. This card is very detrimental for them. So we can go ahead and get into the next one. Of course, the core Focus. We're going to have Focus on his deck. Focus is a Rift card, a Rift in our universe. Forcus. Did I say that like that?
Forcus.
Our Forcus. That's like my pops, man. He was like, yo, he wants a fork.
A
That could be really crazy.
The fork be with you.
So Macho would know what I'm talking about. So yeah, so let's go on ahead and talk a little bit about the Focus. The Focus card is actually a Rift card. So the way the Rifts are played will be on the actual board here, and they stay active for the entire game. And why this is very important, because in our rules, you can only draw one card at the beginning of your turn. But if you have enough storage energy points, you can utilize the storage energy points of that round to draw an additional card with Focus. And this infinitely will stay on that board unless another ability can knock it out or discard it. So next card, of course you need Energy Recharge. Saigon or any conjurer with this one card, and this is not going to usually a starter card. This card is like one of the cards you'll have to get through a booster pack, but we will be including it into the Dev Edition. So in the Dev Edition, you're going to have your recharge. This is a must for a conjurer, and a lot of times is because you want to keep that energy shield up, and with this card here specifically, it actually allows you to restore your entire shield values up to max, and that is like detrimental to this gameplay.
Yeah,
You need your battery pack. If you a conjurer, you need that energy recharge.
Yeah, you're gonna want to keep them shields up. Trust me. Brandon
Gonna
the
need it playing
Balancer
against me.
learned a hard way by pecking at him slowly. You want to keep them shields down quickly because they specialize in their energy shields. All right, next one we're gonna talk about here is the Deflector Shield. The Deflector Shield is their trap card for the Conjurers. This is a Conjurer exclusive, another Conjurer card. This trap card is very, very, very useful for a Conjurer. Again, it allows you to flip the card upside down. Anyone that was to target you, you actually will block the attack and deflect the damage back at them. So it's a very, very, very powerful card. And you guys have noticed at the very bottoms here, we have yet to actually put the rarity types on them, but this is going to actually end up being one of the rare cards for a Conjurer, just to kind of throw that out there for you guys to know. But we'll get those badges out for you guys, but for beta reasons, we aren't going to have those completed yet. So, the infamous Energy Blast. Energy Blast, what Conjurers would do, be able to take down your shield very quickly. So this will only apply to your energy shields, not to your life points. So for people that want to kind of save these to try to deal kinetic damage, this will not do any kinetic damage. It just does energy damage. So this will take down the enemy shields pretty quickly. It does 4 energy damage, which is quite a bit, and it's direct damage. You don't need to roll. You don't need none of those chance bases. This is like straight damage onto them. So you'll actually get 2 of these with your deck. So Saigon will be able to just blast you twice within a round. And if you play your cards right, literally play your cards right.
If you play your cards right. No pun intended.
Yeah, if you play your cards right, you can actually energy surge it back into your deck. You know, as you use your abilities, keep in mind, energy surge pulls from your deck, from your discard pile, not from your exile pile. So if you do tend to sacrifice it to get storage points, you know, if you lose one, just keep the other one. You know, sometimes you're gonna have to do that. Then of course,
think about it. That's a lot of damage that can be straight up taken out on someone's shield.
Especially someone like a Sentinel.
Good stuff to have.
Especially like a Sentinel, they don't have very many
good stuff to
shields.
have.
You get right into their armor. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about Energy Drain, another signature Conjurer ability. This is a must-have for a Conjurer, and this is how you condition fight your enemy. You can really cripple your enemy with this card. This card is so powerful. I can't even stress on how many times this card has allowed me to cripple an assassin early into a fight and prevent them from being able to build, but at the same time doubling up my storage intake. So I know it's probably a bunch of rambling stuff for the new people that are in the channel, but just the way, just to kind of explain it in a generalized term, is basically they life siphon but your energy. So they'll take what it takes for you to activate cards and they steal it from you. So they drain it from your pool and put it into their pool, and basically increases their pool. And yes, again, Saigon's the Dev Edition will include 2 of those deadly cards. So that's very, very powerful. And I believe this kind of setup was pretty similar to the beta test versions that we had of Saigon. So some people are probably pretty familiar with that, and the 2 energy blasts. So we'll go ahead and set these ones here aside. Rejuvenate. This here's a Vitality. So the way Vitalities work in our universe, they actually attach to your hero. These are buffs for your hero to permanently buff for the entire fight. Again, these can be discarded with other ability types that can counteract these type of cards. So the way that would look like in our game is you would take your actual Rejuvenate and you'll place it right below the Vitality slats. You'll notice that your hero can apply up to 4 different Vitality types. So you simply, with the stat value being right here, this is the symbol that allows you to increase your energy shield recovery points. So just to kind of take a look at real quick on Saigon gets 3 energy shield recovery, right? So with this Vitality attached to Saigon, it actually, and this has been engineered pretty with a lot of thought process behind it, to where while it's applied, you can actually see the stat values that'll be added to your hero without having to remove your cards once it's actually in place. So this 1 will now add to the total value of the 3, which allows Saigon to recover 4 energy storage points at the beginning of his turn if he decides to remove storage energy point to remove his to recover his shield points. I'm sorry, his energy shield points. So and that's just him standard. If he was to be V triggered, it actually increases an additional. So just look at the synergy that's going on right now. Saigon's now 5 recovery points. That is a lot. Think about it. If you hit him with an energy ability that took down 5 energy shield points and he decides to recover that, you just, one whole round was essentially, gone. And that's very powerful. Keep in mind, I know it sounds OP to some cases, but for everyone that has beta tested Saigon, this is pretty well balanced. Trust me when I tell you, and it's necessary. Very, very necessary for these heroes because they got to keep their shields up because their life points are so low. Very, 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 very low.
Yeah, if you look at it, he only has 10 shields.
Yeah, and his defense is very low. So
you can take his shield out pretty quick on Saigon. So
Yeah, Saigon, you should rarely miss him theoretically. I'm gonna throw the theory aspect because some people have missed him with real low rolls, but it happens. That's the beauty of our game. That is chance based. You can have the perfect setup.
Do me a favor,
and you can
Charlie.
still
Flip
miss.
back on the V trigger one more time for
okay.
Black King out there.
Ooh,
Black King,
wait, I don't know if you want to see
V-trigger.
that V trigger. Hold on, let me go ahead and flip that
Zoom
right
in
there.
on that V-trigger
Bam,
for him.
there's that V trigger right there, babe.
Just a quick intermission. Let him see it. Let him see
That
it.
little black.
Quick intermission.
Yeah, so that V trigger is key. You notice his defense went up 3 more points, which is everything in this game. Trust me, even 1 point is everything in this game. So his defense climbs up significantly. So once you V-trigger your hero, your stats are boosting as well. So that's that Hail Mary, but it's that sweet spot. You got to know when to V-trigger, when that opportunity kicks in to V-trigger. And it's going to matter. Trust me, it really does. It's a game changer. It can flip. Sometimes you can get put into a position where you didn't want to V-trigger early and you had to, but it changed the fight of the game on your behalf.
Yeah. And definitely your strategy around your deck, and then when you use your V trigger, all those things connect. Because I've played with certain heroes, and I've held out on my V trigger and pulled it out in the very beginning, pulled in the middle. It's just how you build your deck and how the game's going. It's very strategic based, so it can happen in a very quick manner, or it can happen in a very thought out, meticulous manner too. You know what I mean?
So. Yeah, so let's go ahead and move into another card real quick. Let's go ahead and keep going on to the deck. So, of course, we're going to have our battle damage. So, this is a neutral card. This will fit for any single hero. So, every hero can actually utilize this card here. So, battle damage, again, it's a very good card. And this is one of the cards that I was talking to you guys about earlier, that actually this card helps remove a vitality card. So, if this was actually played against Saigon, for instance, if his enemy played this card in play, this vitality we just added on him would end up getting discard. So you would just remove this vitality into the discard pile, and because of battle damage your opponent, and he lost that vitality. So that buff is permanently gone, or gone unless he could pull it back out with the energy surge, obviously. But yeah, that's how some of these cards are. So some of the buffs can get removed, as well as some of the actual rift cards that are on the field. So keep that in mind. There are counter cards for certain cards. So let's move on to the next card real quick. Tactical Advance. This is a very, very, very good card. This here will slow the enemy down significantly when in combat, because this here will actually allow you to remove 1 ammunition from any weapon of the enemy that is activated with a cost of 4 or lower, or greater. Sorry, 4 or greater. I believe that's a mistype. That should actually be lower, correct? I think it's 4 and lower. It should not be greater. So I believe we got to go back into there. So that should be 4 and below. So because you cannot discharge or take ammunition from a hero item, because hero items doesn't take ammunition. So it's supposed to be 4 or less. And you remove the energy, and then of course you will be able to draw a card for removing the energy. So it's another good build for another good setup for Saigon. Jose or Jason, can one of you guys make sure you do a quick notation on that?
I think we already have this note in. We just haven't pulled it yet, but yeah, I'll get the note in.
Okay, perfect. All right, so let's move on to the next card. Of course, our signature kinetic grenade. Basic grenade, it is a direct damage card, requires no rolling. These are cards you're going to definitely want to be loading into the deck, because these can help keep the enemy's shields down, or just direct life damage if need be. This deals in kinetic damage. It also deals in energy shield damage, which is an additional damage to the shield only, indirectly. And then, of course, splash damage. So this AoE damage is what it's marked as, hits other targets. So if there's a team you're going up against, you chuck this grenade out, you're going to hit the main target for the full damaging value, which will be the 3, and then of course the 1 energy shield, and then the actual AoE damage would hit everyone else around you. So these are very powerful on the AoE damaging. And then of course it does have its grenade ability, which will allow you to roll it, dealing 1 more additional damage by chance. So that's the only thing you'll really have to roll for. So let's go on and move on to the next card. So now we're getting into the weapons. Now we're getting into the weapons.
I like that one.
So this one here is one of our beta cards. Beta, it's a pistol. Keep in mind, in our game, pistols are like the must-have in your deck. You're going to want to load your deck up with as many pistols as you can, because those are your first entry-level cards. They usually cost pretty low, doesn't take very much ammo, and allows you to get right into the fight early on until you can get yourself prepared to put yourself out there a bigger weapon. All right, so...
Dare I say quick draw McGraw.
Quick draw. Quick draw, McGraw.
So
Rifle Co. is the brand. Rifle Co. is actually going to be the brand for this gun here on beta. So this is a ranged weapon. It is your handgun. The range of 6. It's definitely going to be a sidearm that's quickly pulled out by... that will be pulled out for Saigon. So this is the quick response. If your target enemy has a melee weapon activated, add 2 to your target value. Now, there's a reason why we put this in Saigon's deck. Going up against Cyber, once she gets those Reaper blades, you're going to need all the help you can get. And with this sidearm potentially being on your side, will actually increase your targeting by 2. That is a lot. That is a lot. That is game changing. That puts this gun at 8 targeting, which that's the average targeting for a hero item. So you pretty much made your sidearm just as powerful. And don't think I'm crapping on Cyber. Trust me, she has a lot of synergy that goes up against Conjurers. We built it this way to make sure that the balanced battles was pretty epic and it counteracted amongst each other. So I believe we added 2 of these into Saigon's deck. Yes, we did. So we added 2 of these sidearms, which is very, very necessary for him. So we'll go ahead and set these off to the side here. Of course, we have our infamous Distract 10. D1 Stract 10, a.k.a. Jason was the a.k.a.
Also known as Quick Draw McGraw.
Quick Draw McGraw.
The Distraction. So we have the Distraction. Again, this is that Nebulite brand that we were talking about. It's the community. It's the community's brand. This is the community's brand. This was actually the ability and the suggestion of this build was by Ultimate Chaos. So we named the actual perk that was pretty chaotic Ultimate Chaos. So this ability, this is a really good starter weapon. Again, this gun's good to get it out. Only takes real low ammunition, 1 quick mag to go ahead and load it in and go ahead and start going into work. So the Ultimate Chaos, when you discard this card, you'll deal 2 damage to one enemy. So you'll deal 2 you'll deal 2 kinetic damage to the enemy once you change the gun out. So not only it's deadly once you activate it and you start to shoot the enemy quickly, but once you go to change it out, you're gonna instantly deal damage to the enemy. So that's a pretty good perk, and that's actually kind of funny how that came up because the actual guy that we beta tested with this was actually making that as a joke. He made that as a joke, and it ended up becoming a real thing. It was actually kind of funny. So Saigon will have 2 of these distractions. Yes, sir.
We need to go break.
Quick break. Okay, so before we go down to the last order and then go into the details, we're going to go on a quick break, but we'll be right back. And
why you got to show the Triconian riff?
I know, right?
I know. I should have saved it. I should have saved it. But we'll get a little bit onto that Triconian riff. We're going to put that cyber commercial break for you guys. We're going to check it out for those that just jump back into the stream real quick. All right? We'll be back.
Let's go.
You'll never escape me. My enhanced targeting will destroy any enemy that stands in my way. You'll stand no chance against my lightning reflexes. You'll be unable to target me, regardless of the weapon. My lightweight armor makes me lethal. I am agile and can sustain significant damage. Once I'm armed with my Reaper blades, I'll reap your energy until nothing remains. Who am I? Cyber, a warborn, and I will vanquish you.
Step into our universe with the Vanquishers TCG. Get exclusive access by joining our community at www.vanquisherstcg.com. Select a hero, equip weapons and armors, and vanquish your enemy.
All right, guys. Thank you guys. We appreciate you guys for that short little break intermission. Real quick to answer a question, by the way, from the
All of
from
y'all.
one of the community members. Yes, this is that hot pink that was suggested from the community. So yes, for anyone that's coming on to the stream and that's been watching the stream right now, the Nebulae, we built the Nebulae brand based around the community suggestions, whether if they suggested the weapon, the gun, the abilities, and even the color patterns. The color palettes was definitely suggested by the community, and so we decided to build a brand around it. And any gun that's built under Nebulae was because it was suggested and recommended from the community. So make sure that you guys check our Discord channel. We have a section in there which is Name That Weapon. Is that what it's called, Jason?
Name that weapon.
Name
Go
that-
on in and name that weapon. Give us
And-
suggestions, ideas, cool things that you might
Ideas.
like,
Yeah.
that we might like, that we might incorporate.
You might get your own D1 Strat
Name
10. D1 Strat
that
10.
Weapon.
Yeah, so you can put a name of a weapon, you could put abilities, anything you feel that would work for a gun, and we'll probably implement it into a weaponry. And if you notice those color palettes where it's under Nebulae, it was because it was suggested from the community. Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get a little bit more into this real quick. The last order, which is one of the Triconian Rift weapons. And keep in mind, on the last state of the game, we showed you guys that Call of Arms. That is going to be a very powerful card to have with this gun, because it will boost every single stat value of this weapon up by 1. So it is pretty good and powerful. So why this is important for Saigon to have directly is because its actual turbined ability, it is pretty jacked up. So destroy 1 energy storage point from an enemy immediately once this is activated. So what basically that is, your storage energy points is what's used for you to activate cards. If he is siphoning your storage energy points to build his up, and he gets his sidearm and throws it out into the field, he's going to be destroying more of your storage energy points, preventing you from actually building up enough points to even play cards. So this gun is very, very powerful, very, very deadly in a conjurer's hands. So hence why it's under the dev edition. We did have it in the previous state of the games. I think we had it in our last beta tests that we did with Saigon. So it's not that it's not entirely new, but for anyone that's new watching the stream, you can see how this can be a very powerful card. So he does obviously get one of those. He ain't gonna have 2 of those. That'll be a little OP at the beginning parts, yeah. But if you guys definitely want to get more of them, you can support the game and get yourself a little more. So let's go ahead and move on to the next gun. This here is probably Jose's favorite
Oh,
palette.
it's my favorite fight.
This is,
man. I want to express so bad how.
So, so this brand is Tor, the Art of War. So this brand color palette is obviously its signatures: red, golds, whites. It is a ranged weapon. It's your SMGs. The range on it's pretty decent. Now, why we added this to Saigon, why this was important to put to Saigon's build, was because of the scanner ability. So the scanner, and this was a concern that we had with some of the issues of potentially even Cyber's unique trap card, which is the Fatal Nightmare, where she can deal 4 direct life damage to you, 2 more added life damage with her Reaper Blades activated, and then it doesn't get discarded, it gets inserted back into her deck. So she can almost infinitely hit you with the Fatal Nightmare. Now with a gun like this, if you had this gun activated, the scanner will ignore that trap card. So that loop effect will not occur. Now, this was something I was kind of discussing with the community on the last state of the game, that it was a bit of a concern, which I can still see that being a concern. Don't get me wrong. And it kind of like avoids the decking issue, which again, this is why we're going to be doing open beta testing for the community to be able to come in and play the games and break my game. Just like my community says, they want to come in and break my game to make sure this game is solid when it comes out. So this is the opportunity to come in, break the game, and see if it's going to be broken, and if so, we'll make the adjustments accordingly. And then, of course, a quick response. Another great feature about the Art of War weaponry is the fact that they're good at their abilities. So this one here, if the target enemy has a melee weapon activated, add 2 to the targeting value. So not only the pistols that were suggested for him, what makes it more deadlier, but this to a blade weapon user, to a melee weapon user, is going to be a punishment weapon. It will punish them pretty bad because it's now increasing its targeting. Now, I know you guys looked at the targeting at first. It's like, man, this targeting is pretty low, man. I would never mess with this gun because it's only 5 targeting. You know, it's punishment. But look at the actual quick response. So this gun is very deadly in the hands up against a melee attacker. Damage is pretty decent. It only requires 2 ammunition. I know it seems like much, but with these 2 perks alone, to an assassin or someone that is melee, it's detrimental. All right, so let's move on to the auto rifle that is going to be added to this deck. This deck build will get the Triconian Rift again. Remember that actual buff card? Remember that buff card? The Call to Arms. That'll help for this actual gun. All right, so this one here is the Pulsar. Triconian Rift brands are very, very specializing with energy. Okay, so this is a good gun for a conjurer specifically because they specialize in energy. So with their EMP ability in advanced mode, this is going to be a very, very good ability to have. So your EMP is going to be add 1 energy damage for each energy mod that is attached to this weapon. So the more energies you attach to it, the actual more damage, energy damage you're going to output alone just by having that equipped to it. Your optic is obviously going to end up being add 1 to your target value after rolling a 4 or 6. So if you increase your 4 or 6, you'll be increasing your targeting by 1 more. And then your overcharge. The overcharge, the V-triggered ability with this gun, is going to be you add 1 kinetic damage for each die roll that exceeds the target's defense value.
Oof.
I'm gonna let that sit there for a minute.
Marinate.
Do you understand how deadly that is? If you're let's use Saigon. I'm gonna use Saigon for instance. Let's use this as an example. We're not gonna use V-triggered Saigon because that's OP Saigon. So let's just say it was standardized fight real quick, just so you guys can quickly see what I'm talking about. His targeting is 6. His defense value is a 10. Right? So this goes back to what Jason said. His defense is very low. Saigon's defense is very low for a huge, powerful character. It's extremely low. So a character like this will depend on armor additives. But in this case, for this situation, in this scenario here, you will only need to roll a 4 or higher. A 4 or higher to be able to dish out the 4 kinetic damage to the enemy. Right? So you'll deal 4 damage, which will chisel down his shields, which is very important to do quickly. But anything that exceeds that 4 values, let me try to do this in a semi-live situation here. Oh,
It says semi-live.
Semi-live. It is kind of simulated, but oh my god, look at that! I would get the crap roll. Let's say it's better than this roll. Let's try one more time. One more time, just for. All right, so let's, and it's just as bad.
This is how I win the game.
Just as bad. Do you guys see this? I got a 5 again.
Y'all want to play against one of the developers?
Definitely don't want to play against me, man. I got bad rolls. So if you guys know me well enough,
one of the developers,
I always
not me.
increase. I always increase my targeting chances because of stuff like this. Always. So let's just. Oh my god! I was about to say if I don't get a good roll, I'm going to fake the roll.
Finally.
It's good he rolled it now because like the next 10 beta test games that we're gonna do, he's gonna.
I'm gonna miss all
go
of
back
that.
to the other rolls.
So just for you guys to take a quick example, you needed a 4 or higher. So we actually ended up exceeding significantly. So the 4 that is required met the targeting value, so you're already dishing 4 damage. But now you will add 6 plus the additional 1 from this die to that total damage value. So that's 7 additional damage for exceeding the enemy's defense value that this Pulsar is going to do to you. And that's just a gun standalone once you're V-triggered. Again, you must be V-triggered. Here, hold on, Saigon. Let's get you on the right. Bam, there we go.
Did the dice roll when you flipped that?
It did. It did some crazy flip stuff. Here, let's get the dice off the roll. That's actually some real Helen Keller going on in this house. All right, so... I did say that. So just to kind of show you a prime example of what that was, that's how powerful that is. So let's take another quick look back on the actual dimensional gauntlet, which is the unique card that belongs to Saigon. This gun is this weapon, or this armor, which essentially is what it is. It isn't a weapon. This armor is powerful because it'll increase your targeting by 2 to any weapon. So this Pulsar, that's a 6, will actually go up by 2 if he has this gauntlet activated at the same time. It'll go up 2 more points. So it is increasing his targeting alone. Plus the energy damage. It automatically will apply critical energy shield damage. So that damage is just going to apply directly to shields to chisel them shields out. It helps it to every single gun that is activated. It'll increase that additional damage. And then the armor itself gives you 2 incoming damage resistance. So any incoming damage coming towards Saigon, he's resisting it by 2. And that's not even counting his abilities. For those that know about Saigon's abilities, they are pretty jacked up. So it's a must-have in your deck. So we will be including that with this Saigon build. So we'll review that on a later state of the game because we reviewed that item card. Nothing has changed with the actual gauntlet. So anyone that has actually played with the gauntlet knows how powerful that gauntlet is. If you can get it out. If you can get it out and get it out in time. That's the most important thing. So we will be including additional ammunition cards to your deck. So obviously I believe it's like 10 ammunition. So I believe the remainder of the cards will include your ammunitions, which we thought 10 is generous. The 10 ammunition cards that'll be added to your deck because it gives that good balance of you could take some of those cards and you could choose to chuck them into the exile pile to build your storage energy up, or just take another card ability or something that you just didn't need at the time or came out too early to chuck out to build up some storage energy points. But it still gives you enough to be able to activate and play your cards in the game, or if you get hit with certain abilities that makes you chuck out ammunition. So we wanted to make that added. We felt like 10 was a sweet spot. We started off with 8. We felt like 8 was decent. We had some situations where if you just had that 1 additional or 2 additional, and I know it sounds very minuscule or almost nothing, like what's 1 more? It's everything. Trust me, it's everything in this game. Your life points with that 1 more is everything in this game. We've seen a fight go down to like 5 life points to 1 life point. That one guy missed that 1 roll, and that 1 life points guy beat him because he hit him with the 5 life points that it required to kill him. And it's just one of those deals where that 1 matters. That 1 additional point matters in this game.
1 matters.
And that's the beauty of this entire game.
Wasn't that me and Brandon?
I don't recall, man. The devs, not even the devs, the communities had some cool battles.
No, it was me and Chaos.
Was it you and Chaos? I don't know, but there was a good battles, man. There was a couple of cool battles that the turnaround ended up spinning real quick, and it just it can happen that way. A lot of it's the roll. Y'all can see, y'all saw my roll. My roll wasn't nothing. That's why when I play advanced modes, I make sure I focus on my targeting mods to increase my targeting chances. Because I'd rather hit you every turn with low damage than the high Hail Mary damages, just to know I could be pecking at you and dealing some damage. Yeah. So that's pretty much everything that's going to be inclusive into this Saigon build, the devs build. Now, this is the standard dev build. We do plan on putting together the advanced mode dev builds that we're going to be putting together, and we'll review that on the later state of the game, which will add the armor of choices that we decided to put with it, which we didn't talk too much about the armors or the weapon mods, which are the scopes, the bipods, all the underbarrel attachments. Our guns can be modified. For the viewers that are watching our game, the standard mode doesn't offer that, but our guns and our weapons can be modified to your personal gameplay style and to your liking. That's the beauty of this game, that it gets personal at that point. So we'll be making sure that we put those builds together, and we'll be reviewing that. So that is pretty much it on the Saigon State dev builds. If you guys have any questions, any concerns about it, or just wants to beta test it, wants to be the first people to beta test it, we'll make sure that we're putting out when we're going to open up the beta rooms, servers for you guys to be able to beta test. For those that have beta tested with us before, it's going to be the similar methods where we'll go ahead and get your names. We'll put you guys on the beta boards, and we'll schedule the beta times where you guys will be able to play with a developer of choice, or you guys will be able to play with the multiple developers and give your feedback and ideas and be able to play the game live with the developers. We're excited to get this out there. We're very proud and to say that we 100% own everything that's out on the table right now. This has been hard work between us on the back ends, building all these cards, getting the illustrations together, making sure that we're putting this product out for you guys. Hopefully it's meeting the community's expectations, because I know as the developer, it's definitely meeting my expectations. Sometimes it's even exceeding. Wait until you guys see some of these ads we got together. So we do got a cyber. I know the ad that you guys saw in between the commercial break. We have an updated version of that video.
Oh yeah,
that
wait
we're
till you
going
see
to
the
be putting
update.
it out. Now that's going to show the
this
card's
one's
beauty. And just so you guys can reflect real quick, this Saigon card, this side is supposed to be foiled. You guys are not getting the true beauty of what this card really looks like foiled in your hands. And I can't wait to get it in my hands so I can show you guys this version, because we've seen our variant arts in our previous State of the Games. We've showed you guys the way some of these cards look like in foil, and they look amazing. They look amazing. So with that being said, I don't think we have very much more to review on this deck here. The next state of the game.
We had one question.
Yes, sir.
What if the resistance is 2 and your damage incoming is only 1?
You negate the complete incoming damage. You don't get hit.
Yeah, that's why I said no whammy on that.
Yeah, so you won't get hit, but keep in mind your damage resistance lasts for the entire round. So that's something to keep in mind. It isn't every weapon incoming hit. So if you resist 2, it's only 2 from both weapons or even potentially the third of the hero item. Keep in mind that mitigation incoming damage is very important when you add armors. I know we didn't discuss too much about armors. We've done armor coverage reviews on previous state of the games. If you guys want to know more about these mods and attachments, check out our YouTube channel. We go into a full breakdown of each cards and how they function. A lot of the stat values might have changed, but the functionality of these cards have not. So if you want to know a little bit more about mitigating damage and stuff like that, which is a big deal factor in this game, if you want to play defensively, I think Jason one time built a strong tank where he was just hard to hit and mitigated a lot of damage. He did get hurt, you know, like again, a lot of those classes that do those mitigations and damages don't mean nothing when you're doing direct life damage from an assassin. Life damage ignores all of that. It slicks past all your shields, all that stuff, and goes straight for your life points. And that's truly what you want to guard in this game. You really want to guard your life points. Your shield points you could sacrifice a couple times, you know, and get it back. But your life points, once you lose it, you lose it. You're not getting it back. So the next state of the game, when we cover Cybers, you're going to see a lot of life damage. What she can really do is sneak past all the shield stuff that Saigon's capable to do, where they're kind of like the opposites amongst each other. Those two are each other's nightmares when it comes to fighting. So hopefully we answered that question. The way mitigation works, it's per round. So if you get hit with one gun for 1 damage, it mitigated that 1, so you only get 1 more damage resistance for the remainder of the round. And then if you get hit with another gun for 2 damage, you only take 1 damage. If that makes any sense. You don't resist 2 every single weapon. So that'll be in our rule book, and we'll be breaking that down in more details. We have a how-to video that we're building, how to play the game. Quick little 5-minute video for you guys to just kind of review. For some people that don't have the time to kind of read the book, read the manual, and go through the entire instructions, we have a quick overview gameplay, and then of course our YouTube videos breaks down the game a lot more in detail. So, Jay, you had something to say?
No, I said at this point, everybody just remember you follow us at vanquishertcg.com. You can go ahead and register at our website and you can become part of our email list and you'll get all exclusive updates. You can also see us on Instagram at vanquishertcg.com where you can see quick media content and information. We just did some posts today, interacted with the community there. We are going to be accessible through the Discord. So if you ever want to talk to us or have any kind of like powwows, going through that newsletter and communicating through the registry, you can set up times. And if you can't play the game, but maybe you want to talk to us, well, we can give you updates on when we'll be in the Discord to be able to talk to you whenever we're working on the project. Sometimes me and Charlie will just get into Zoom and we will basically just be working on projects together. And me and Jose late night will be on there just discussing, getting stuff updated on the website. So if you guys want to interact and kind of get to know the developers a little bit closer, you can always do that way as well.
Yeah, we're up around the clock. There's one of us has got to be up sometime during the day. I wake up very early. I have 2 kids that are my alarm clock. They wake me up very early, and like Jason said, Jason and Jose are night owls, man. A lot of them are just a graveyard group, so we essentially are pretty much available, especially on our Discord. Best way to get a hold of us is through our Discord. We're having a couple of questions that came in about the game release date. We do not have a release date. Caesar 420302 aka Macho.
That's Macho.
Boom, the tank. We don't have a release date. That was something that Jason's working on right now. He's trying to get as much information about Kickstarter and make sure that we have all the information we need to release this game properly for you guys. So as soon as we know, trust me, we're going to be so excited to let the community know. We're going to reset the countdown clock on our website. I hope that countdown clock is probably already saying 0000 at the bottom.
Hey, Charlie, check your text message on your phone if you have it next to you. You got a special message. It might be a picture. You better be careful.
Oh, no.
Te carissime.
Did I get a message on my phone? Live message.
Okay. It's cool. Yo, check your text.
Who's saying to check my text?
The king.
The king.
But yeah, hey, Caesar, we just want to let you know we are working on a finalized launch date. We will have a pre-launch page on Kickstarter. Our outlet of letting the game out is going to be through Kickstarter. So let the communities go ahead and follow us there and support our game, support our movement, support what we're trying to do here. We're trying to give you another taste, another way to strategize, play a game, have fun with your friends, all that kind of stuff. So we definitely want you guys to go ahead and follow, like, and share. You know what I mean? All those things help us get to this point where we can actually have this product out and getting followed on Kickstarter and hit the goals we needed to, so we can keep it moving, keep progressing and growing.
Yeah, and also keep in mind, if you want to beta test this game and these variant versions before they get released in hard copies, because we will have it for the community to be able to play live, we're going to be beta testing it digitally. So if you do have a computer, and if you guys have Tabletop Simulator, make sure you guys have it downloaded to your computer and you guys can partake into the beta testing. You will have to have it on computer. Unfortunately, we are not endorsed by Tabletop Simulator in any way, shape, or form. It's just that's the platform
we paid
use
for that
to beta test. Yes, we paid for it. So, and with that being said, we do have a ghost account, which is a spare account for if you at least have the computer but do not have the funds to pay for the game. The community and managed to help fund for an account that we got kind of set up. So we can set that up for you guys and make sure that we get that arrangement for you guys to be able to test the game and play the game live with us. Actually, we plan on putting together an exclusive beta testing for some people that like to play the advanced mode, that is a little familiar with the advanced mode. We're probably going to have a group session where we're going to do the 2v2s and the 3v3 team collabo beta testing combos, because we need to make sure that we're balancing those aspects out. I know we talk a little bit about the stretch of this game, that it's got different game modes, and I know we've already talked about versus, because as you guys read some of the cards are directed at other teammates or allies part of your team, and we are going to start introducing that a little bit, and we may end up having a couple of events where we'll do team beta testings, and we'll have you guys schedule up for that. But once we get done with the actual basic beta testing with Cyber Saigon, we'll fill in a little bit more detail about those open beta tests for multiplayer, for the multiplayers. Of course, that would be balanced out for the advanced mode users. So if you guys want to get early access to this with the developers, you're gonna need the Tabletop Simulator. Okay. One more quick update. With that being said, we have the other 17 energy overload cards. We will be talking on a later date. These are exclusive. You can only, these will be the only time these cards will ever come out upon release. Okay, there's only 17 of them. And we'll be releasing information. Some of them, like Jason says, has some Easter eggs on some things that we're going to be giving these out exclusively for some of the community members. We would love to host a tournament, but it would be obviously Tabletop Simulator, a little Tabletop Simulator community tournament as we're growing, and just to have a little bit of fun. And we may make five of these or so can be tournament winning trophies. Just let us know what you guys think about that. And if so, that's something that we can start putting together in our boards and make sure that we can get arranged. If it's something that you feel that is going to be kind of cool, we'll go ahead and get started with that. But without further ado, we don't want to waste too much more time on the next State of the Game. If you guys tuned in this week, please tune in to next week, because you're going to have the exclusive breakdown of Cyber's deck. You guys are going to be able to see everything that's going to be inclusive to Cyber's deck, and hopefully after that State of the Game, we can open up the table for beta testing for people that are beta testing. So be sure to get access to the actual Tabletop Sim, or reach out to Jason on Discord to see about our Ghost account. But let's not waste any more time with you guys. We really do appreciate everybody that's been on tonight. We really do appreciate all you guys' support and everybody's questions and answers. And if you guys are viewing this on a later date, make sure you leave comments below the bottom. We do read these, and we do address these comments and issues. Okay.
Hit that notification button right there.
Hit that notification.
Yeah, Brandon's not here.
Brandon,
you hit the bell.
gotta
you hit
hit
the
that
fist,
bell.
You hit the thumbs up. You hit the whatever. Just don't punch your screen on your phone. Don't hit it that hard.
And smash
Thumb it.
that like button.
Don't you just hit it. You just thumb it.
And again, don't forget to go by our website at www.vanquisherstcg.com. Copy yourself out a t-shirt for the support movement. Again, all that money goes 100% back into the development of this game. So we do appreciate everybody. And until the next State of the Game, Vanquishers.
Out.
out.